Previously on Thrawn. Admiral Durril is convinced he'll have no difficulty capturing Scrim Island. I am interested in seeing if he is correct.
Damn! A turbo laser?
There's no aid we can render. I've already transmitted an emergency distress signal on Admiral Durril's behalf. Hail it. We're the Slipknot, and you're a weapons smuggler named Horatio Fig.
Am I buying or selling?
Whichever will gain us an invitation to visit his base.
The boss says he's willing to talk. I'll send you the coordinates.
Signy?
It's good to see you again, Commander Vanto. And please, call me Nightswan. Captain, what's going on?
This way! My primary goal was data that might have been left uncleared on this ship's computer. Navigational records in particular that might point us to bases and supply lines.
I apologize for my failure, Fleet Admiral Donassius, but my next assault will succeed.
Perhaps. Admiral Thrawn.
Someone is likewise pacified. 2 enemy ships were destroyed, 4 ships captured.
Without your actual presence, I'm told.
The action was carried out under my direction, Admiral.
I see. Admiral Durril, in 5 hours you are to bring your task force to the Marleyvane shipyards for repair. Admiral Thrawn, you said you needed to gather intelligence on the Batonn insurgents. How much time will you need?
Sir, I must protest. This operation was given to me. I'm perfectly capable of seeing it through.
Actually, Fleet Admiral, the gathering is complete. I can eliminate them whenever you wish.
Have you ever been aboard an Imperial Star Destroyer, Governor?
No, I haven't had the privilege, Colonel.
Governor Pryce, Colonel Yularen, welcome aboard.
Thank you, Admiral. We appreciate you seeing us on such short notice.
We understand you've pinpointed the insurgents' main Batonn stronghold.
The Creek Path mining and refining complex outside Paragasto City.
Commander Vanto was able to sort out shipping vectors utilized by the insurgents. They indicate their cargoes ultimately ended up in Creek Path.
And of course you're planning to go in there in force?
I don't see that we have a choice, Governor. The complex's shield blocks orbital assault.
Even if it did not, there are approximately 30,000 civilians within the complex's boundaries.
Yes, I know. 2 of those civilians are my parents.
I see.
Which is not necessarily all bad. Governor Pryce has been following events on Batonn very closely. 2 days ago, she came to me with a proposal. Governor?
It's very simple, Admiral. I want to go down there and reacquaint myself with my parents and their friends, and get a close-up look at the insurgents' defenses and weapons setup. That way, when you send in your forces, they won't go in blind.
Depending on the setup, they might even get a crack at the shield generator. Taking that down would make this operation considerably easier.
A question. When you last visited Batonn, you were a senator's aide. Now you're an Imperial governor. Your position and reputation may precede you.
I can wear a disguise, but the simple fact is that for most people, expectations override observations. They won't expect to see Governor Pryce of Lothal, so they won't see her.
I assume you're not going alone.
Of course not. Agent Gudry, one of Colonel Yularen's ISB agents, will go with me.
The story will be that they're hunting down a friend who's gotten mixed up in the mine situation.
A plan that does not require her to take a side in the dispute. All for the best, since we do not know which side her parents support.
I'm sure they're loyal to the Empire.
Perhaps. Nightswan is quite persuasive. And even with an ISB escort, this will be a dangerous undertaking.
I'll be fine. And you need the intel.
These passcodes will decrypt anything they send back. Try to keep them isolated from the ship's computer. It's one of ISB's best encryptions, and we don't want it wandering around the galaxy.
Understood.
Commander, can you tell me who set up the positioning of the Chimera and the rest of the task force?
I believe Admiral Thrawn did that himself. Why?
Because it's decidedly non-standard. In fact, it's borderline insane. Your 3 light cruisers are not only too far from your flagship, but too far from one another. The damage they took in Durril's failed assault means they're hardly battle-ready. They can't support the Chimera, and the Chimera can't support them. A few armed ships come out of hyperspace, and you'll be down 1 cruiser and a whole lot of support ships. 3 forces attacking in unison, all 3 cruisers and support clusters would be gone.
Not in unison. They'd come in sequence. Chirac, then Flenser, then Tumner. They'd give the Chimera just enough time to turn its turbo lasers toward one cruiser before the next was attacked.
I see you're learning to think tactically. The question is, why isn't Thrawn doing the same?
I'm sure he is, but Yularen is right on all counts. Unless Thrawn arranged the freighters as bait to draw the raiders into an attack. But the bait is helpless. Any attack would instantly degenerate into a slaughter.
Well, I, for one, can't see the logic in this plan. But I suppose that's his business, not mine. All I'm saying is, you should keep an eye on things. With Nightswan involved, I've had the feeling, ever since that first Tabana gas encounter, that the man's gotten under Thrawn's skin. Deeper, probably, than the Admiral will ever admit. With him orchestrating this whole thing, I'm not sure how clearly Thrawn's thinking.
He's thinking just fine. And whatever he does, it'll be for the good of the Empire.
I hope so. Keep an eye on him anyway.
This is quite unexpected. Not that your mother and I aren't glad to see you, Arihnda, but why the hair? And the eye lenses?
I'm here very unofficially, hence the disguise. Aside from making sure you're safe, we need your help. A friend of Matai's is inside the mine area. We need your help to find him.
He's just the type to jump headfirst into an insurgency without thinking. I need to get him out of there before the whole thing goes up.
Those people in the mines are heroes, fighting for our rights against a repressive and dangerous government.
I think you may be painting with too wide a brush. The Empire is quite multifaceted. Maybe on Coruscant it is. Maybe on Lothal. Not on Batonn. Here the governor and his friends are corrupt. Utterly corrupt. And the galaxy needs to hear about it. There are Imperial procedures for dealing with corrupt local politicians, Mother. I'll look into it when I get back to Lothal. I can petition the Senate, possibly even the Emperor.
But that won't be soon enough to help my friend. I've heard too many stories about people being press-ganged by insurgent groups.
Fine, I'll take you. You need me to get through the cordon. What's your friend's name?
I don't know what name he's using here. He hasn't always been on the right side of the law. But he's a weapons electronics guy, so that should give us a clue as to where he's working.
We'll go in and take a quick look around. But if and when they tell us to leave, we leave. Clear?
Clear.
The irony is that the governor has himself to blame for the fact that we've got a shield at all. Creekpath's owner pleaded with him for some protection, but he wouldn't give us any of his troops. So instead he found a used DSS-02 regional shield and had it set up.
Huh. I'd have thought the operators would have tried to sabotage it before you kicked him out.
Before the insurgents kicked them out, I might agree with some of their grievances, but I'm not with them. From what I understand, they were escorted off the premises before they even knew what was... Elainye, is something wrong?
Talmoor? I don't feel well. I think it was... I think it's something in the air. Can you come home? I need you and Arihnda to come home.
Yes, of course. Arihnda?
Here, sorry. I saw a group of men and wanted to check them out. None matched Matai's description. Is something wrong?
Your mother's taken ill. We have to go home right away.
Wait a minute. I need to find my friend. Can't I stay? I promise I won't get in anyone's way.
I don't think...
That's a good idea. You can find your way back to the house, right?
Sure. You two go on. I'll be fine.
Are you alright, Elainye? You sound terrible.
What in the world are you talking about? That was me, I'm afraid. I needed to get back here, and I needed to get away from Matai. This was the simplest way to do it. Look, there's going to be a battle soon, a big one. You need to leave before it begins. Start packing.
Arihnda, it's okay. The governor wouldn't dare attack the mine.
There's an Imperial task force overhead with orders to neutralize the insurgents on Batonn. That means Creek Path. So you need to gather up everything you can't live without. Arihnda, please. There's no please, Mother. You need to go pack, and you need to pack now.
Come on, Elainye. Do as she says.
What about our friends? What about the men and women we work with in the mine? I'm not here for them. I'm here for you.
This is Admiral Thrawn aboard the ISD Chimera. I wish to speak to Nightswan.
Excuse me?
This is Admiral Thrawn. Please inform Nightswan that I wish to speak with him.
This is Nightswan. How did you get this frequency?
It was one of many contained in the records of the freighter Commander Vanto and I took from your ship.
Careless of whoever flew that ship last.
With anyone else, I would have expected an ultimatum, or at least some gloating. But neither strikes me as your style. Why did you call?
I wish to speak with you, face to face, with no barriers between us.